In this video, I will show you static routing. Before that, we will first place some end machines and form two different networks. So PC1 and PC0 and PC1 form one network. PC2 and PC3 forms another network. We'll connect this with switches. Now we can connect through cable from fast Ethernet to fast Ethernet port of the switch. We can connect these two systems to the second switch. Now we can configure the system IP. You can configure IP of your system. Take the desktop IP configuration, and I'm giving the IP address 192.168.2.1. This is 1.0, sorry, 1.2. 1.2 and subnet mask is default 255.255.255.0, and I will give the gateway address as 192.168.1.1 that we will give in the router to this network interface. I now close this and take the second machine. (192.168.1.3) as the IP address and default mask, and give the IP gateway 192.168.1.1. Okay. Here also we can configure the IP for these two machines in different network, that is 2.0 network, 192.168.2.2, and the gateway is 192.168.2.1 that we will give to the router to this particular LAN interface. 2.1. Now close this and configure the second machine in that network, 192.168.2.3, 92.168.2.1 as the gateway address. Now the configuration for the systems are over, and you can see that these systems will communicate. You can test this by just clicking on this envelope button here. And okay, you can see that the communication is successful. Okay, it's same as that of pinging from one machine to another machine. Now you can connect. Now we have two different networks, two different network, 192.168.1 dot network and a 2 dot network. Okay, we can highlight that. Okay, this is network segment with the 192.168.1.0 network, and this yellow color. This is 192.168.2.0 network. So these machines are in two different network, and if you want to communicate these two network together, we need the help of a router. And here we are going to configure static routing. So we need two routers. I am taking 2911 router from here, and one more router. Okay, and you can connect the switch to this router interface, gigabit Ethernet 0/0 interface. Here also you can connect this interface. Okay. Now if you want to connect these two routers together, there is we normally use serial cable to connect to root routers together. You can see that when you click here, you cannot connect a serial cable to a gigabit Ethernet port. For that, we need a separate port called serial port. Okay, by default, we won't have a serial port here in this router. So we need to install a card as you install a graphic card in your system. Like that, you can install a newly purchased serial port into your router. So just click on this router to install the serial port. You can see the figure here. You can see the diagram or figure of your router here. You just zoom in. Okay. Now you can see that when you place a device here, it's automatically by default it will be on. Okay. And now you can see a green symbol here. That means the router is on. Okay. Before installing a card into your router, you need to switch off the router. So just click here to switch off the router. Now your router is turned off. You can see that see this one HWIC2T. Just click there. You can see the description. The HWIC2T is a Cisco 2-port serial high-speed WAN interface card providing 2 serial port. Okay, by installing this card, you can have 2 serial port. Okay, so just click on the figure here. Just click and drag and drop it here. Okay, that means you are installing a separate WAN card into your router and which will provide you 2 serial ports. Okay, now close this and similarly you install a card here. Before that you need to switch off the router. You need to switch off the router by clicking here. Now the router is off. You can select HWIC2T here. Take the WAN card and place it here. Okay. After this, you need to switch on the router. Okay. We forgot to switch on the first one. Switch on this. Okay. Now you can connect the serial cable. Okay. You can see that 2 extra ports serial 0 bar 3 bar 0, 0 bar 3 bar 1. I am connecting to 3 bar 0. To this router, we also have 2 ports. You can connect this cable to 0 bar 3 bar 0. Okay, now the connection is over. Now you need to configure the interface of the router. Okay, in routers, first router, take the configuration part. You need to configure the LAN interface first. So take the gigabit Ethernet 0 bar 0 interface. This is the interface connected to the LAN. That is 1.0 network. So you give the gateway address, that is this interface is actually the gateway to that interface. So I am giving 192.168.1.1 as the address and corresponding subnet mask. After giving this IP address and subnet mask, just check on this box. Then only the link that interface will be turned on. Okay, it will bring up that interface. Now you can see a green color here. Okay, and I connected this serial cable to 0 bar 3 bar 0. Just click there and we need to give some other actually this interface is another is another network. It's an interface to another network. So give some other IP address or some other network ID. That is 10 dot, I am giving 10.0.0.1 and the subnet mask default 255.0.0.0 and check on this box. Okay, and it will bring up that interface. So that configuration is over. You close that and take the second router. Okay, gigabit Ethernet 0 bar 0. Here you can give 192.168.2.1. That is, it's an interface to the internal LAN. That is 2.0 network, and its subnet mask can check on this box. You can see that gigabit Ethernet 0/0 change state to up. That means the link is now active. Similarly, you take the serial interface. I have given 10.0.0.1 for the first router to this interface, to this network. So this interface also should be in that network. So I am giving 10.0.0.2. So the network ID of these two interfaces must be same. And never forget to turn on this checkbox. Okay, you can close this. Now you can see that all the links are active. It's showing in green color. You just check the connectivity. I am taking this PDU from here, clicking PC0, then PC1. I am getting it is successful. Here also I am taking PC2 and PC3. You can see that the connection is successful. Now we will check PC0 and this router. The connection is successful. PC3 and this router, it's also successful. The connection is active. Now PC0 to PC2, it is failed. Why it is so? That is, this router doesn't know how to forward a packet with destination ID 192.168.2.2. Okay, usually the router will check the destination address, it will take the network ID, and it will forward this packet to corresponding interface. But here the router doesn't know, we haven't configured it. Okay, so you need to configure this router, you need to configure the routing table so that the router can forward the packet to reach to its destination. Okay, so we need to tell the router to reach this second network, that is 2.0 network. This router should forward the packet to the second router in this interface. So listen here. Suppose I am sending this PC0 is sending a packet to PC2. This packet will first reaches this interface. From there, it needs to be forwarded to this 10 serial 0/3/0 interface, that is 10.0.0.1 to 10.0.0.2. That is from this router to this router, first one to second router, to reach 2.0 network. So we need to give that information in the routing table. For that, you just click on the router. Okay. Now we need to configure these two routers for static routing. So click on this router, take the static option here. Here you need to specify the network ID of the destination. Then you have to specify the subnet mask and also specify the next hop. Okay, network ID, here you need to specify the network ID of the destination network. Okay, suppose if PC0 wants to send a packet to PC3 or PC2 that belongs to 192.168.2.0 network, then you should specify the network ID of that network here. So I will give 192.168.2.0. Okay, always remember, don't give any IP address here, only specify the network ID. And you can specify the subnet mask. It's class C address, so the default mask is 255.255.255.0. And next hop, by next hop, it means when a packet reaches this router, to which router it should forward to reach the destination network. Okay, here it is from router 0, it needs to forward the packet to router 1. Okay, so give the next hop ID as the interface ID of the router 1, serial interface ID of router 1, that is 10.0.0.2. Okay, this is the interface ID, serial interface ID of router 1. And click on this add button. By clicking this add button, I am updating the routing table. I am giving this information in the routing table for router 0. Now, same configuration in router 1 also. Click on the router 1, take the static routing information you need to specify here. Here you need to specify the network ID as the network ID of the first network. That is, suppose PC2 wants to send a packet to PC0, wants to communicate with PC0, then the packet will be forwarded to router 1 first. From there, it should be forwarded to router 0. From there, it will be given to PC0. So here I need to specify the network ID of this green color network, that is 192.168.1.0. So I should give 192.168.1.0 here. Remember, not the IP address, just specify the network ID only. Then subnet mask as 255.255.255.0, and next hop, from when you send a packet from this router to this router, the next hop will be the interface ID of router 0, the serial interface of router 0, that is 10.0.0.1. Okay, and add this information to the routing table of router 1. Now the static routing configuration is over in two routers. You can close this window. Now we will test. We can test by clicking this PDU from PC0 to router. It is successful. Then PC0 to this router. It is successful. Now PC0 to PC2. It is successful. Okay. Now PC0 to PC3. Okay, it's successful. That is, now the routers know how to forward the packet. Okay, that's we have already given the information in each of these routers. So whenever the packet arrives at the router, it will look at the routing table to reach this destination. To, for example, if it wants to reach 192.168.2.0, then it will forward to the next hop that we have already given in the table. Okay. Now we will test from this yellow network to green network. PC2 to PC0, successful, it's working. PC3 to PC1, it's working. PC2 to PC1, it's working. Okay, this is how the static routing works. Okay, suppose if we have some other network here, then you need to give the information of that network in these two routers. Okay, that is, we need to specify the routing information in each of the routers in our domain. Okay, suppose if we have more number of routers, it will be difficult task, and it will not consider, suppose if this router is not working or a new router comes, it will not identify that automatically. The administrator should give the information in every router. Suppose if one router crashes, then you need to specify that information in all other routers. You need to manually update all other routers. Okay, that is the problem of dynamic routing. It will not identify the network status automatically. It will forward packets in a predefined fashion only. Whatever information you have given in the routing table, the packets will be forwarded according to that information only. It will not take the current status of the network into consideration. Okay, that's all. Thank you.